Welcome back to the channel. Monica Loop here at the Love Messages. So today we are going to be doing your reading for the month of May. Now this is going to be a general reading, so it may resonate with you, it may not. If it does resonate with you, there will be links in the description box for a private reading with me. They are currently sold out, but I will be restocking them at some point in time. So if you're interested, just keep an eye out on the description. Aries, in this reading, I'm going to be taking a look at past, present, and future for you. I'm going to clarify the cards and pull some advice. Okay, so your challenge for the month of May is the High Priestess, okay? And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Pentacles upright. So today is a very interesting day because we have the Sun squaring Pluto, okay, at this time. So as I do this reading, there could be some tension that's happening, okay, for a lot of the signs. And it's interesting because in the present moment, the cards are really intense, okay? So I'm not surprised that this is coming out for you. Your challenge, Aries, is the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is a very intuitive and spiritual energy, okay? Your biggest challenge for the month of May is to really recognize here how to specifically tap into your spirituality, okay? Seeing things maybe from different perspectives. I see a silent energy here, okay? So some of you are dealing with somebody here who may lack communication. Maybe they're not communicating with you. But at the same time, this has a lot to do with tapping into some form of spirituality. So your challenge here is maybe to be open to spirituality, maybe be open to ancient information, knowledge. Some of you are even starting to become more interested in maybe tarot and astrology, okay? And it's been very challenging maybe for you to even trust the information that you're receiving from this spiritual energy that's coming into your life. The High Priestess is about really looking beyond the physical, okay? You know, we're in the physical now. But there are things that are happening beyond the physical realm. And I think your challenge here has a lot to do with tapping into that, okay? And we're going to talk more about the High Priestess. I also feel if this is about love and you've been dealing with somebody who hasn't communicated with you, this can also be very challenging. We're going to find out more information for you in a moment. Now, in the recent past, you have the Two of Wands, you have the Knight of Pentacles, and you have the Eight of Wands. So in the recent past, I do feel there was a crossroads in your life where you may have needed to make an important decision about the direction of your life. I do also feel for some of you in the recent past, there may have been a separation here in your love life. This separation may have taken place because you and this person may have had a difference of opinion, or maybe there was something here that caused a separation. I'm not going to know until I clarify. But ultimately in the past, something here took a very long time to happen, okay, in the past. And I feel like there was an important conversation. Maybe there was an important conversation that happened here in the past. We're going to find out more when we clarify. In the present moment, Aries, you have the Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords, and you have the Star. Now, I did your reading yesterday, and as I was doing your reading, the camera shut off. And it said, you know, there wasn't enough space to record your video or whatever. So it was a write-off yesterday. But one of the things that I mentioned in your reading yesterday was how at the end of May, you're going to have Neptune and Saturn enter into your sign. So your sun, your moon are rising. There's going to be some sort of connection with Saturn and Neptune. In the present moment, I do feel that something has gotten out of hand. Okay, something has gotten out of hand. There is trust issues. There is uncertainty connected to a situation that you're involved in. I feel like this has a lot to do with your future. Okay, it has a lot to do with your future. So for some of you, these trust issues that have come up has a lot to do with maybe your work situation. I'm not going to be surprised if the Eight of Pentacles pops out. There's a bit of competition here in the present moment. And like I said, we're going to clarify and get more information on that in a moment. Now, in the near future, you have the Chariot, you have the Ten of Swords, and you have the Hermit. So there is something that's closing out for you. A cycle is coming to an end. That is going to happen at the end of May, okay? When Neptune and Saturn enter into your sign. This is going to be a huge, huge change for you on so many levels. You may have a choice or a decision here in the near future to completely accept something here that is done, okay? Something here closes out for you. It's done. You have no other choice but to move forward with your life. I see you doing a lot of internalization, a lot of going within, trying to make sense of your life, trying to make sense of your situation. I think one of the things that you are going to realize in the near future, Aries, is that it's time to move forward. Okay, it's time to move forward from something. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is indicating that a lot of you are still holding on to something here that affected you on a very deep level, on the subconscious level. You are coming to some sort of realization about this situation, and as a result, you are planning to move into a new direction. So over the next few weeks, something comes to your attention, something that's very personal. It's very difficult to let go of this situation, but nonetheless, you may feel at some point that it is time for you to move on from this. Okay, so let's jump into your reading. Let's clarify everything and let's see what's going on for you. We're going to clarify all the cards and then we'll get details. Okay, so your challenge is clarified by so we have the High Priestess clarified by the Page of Cups. You have the Five of Wands and the Three of Wands, okay? So your biggest challenge here has a lot to do with someone here who really hurt you, caused you a lot of pain. There's been some sort of conflict. Ever since this conflict took place between you and this person, I feel that, first of all, the conflict has caused a lot of pain. Second, I do feel that somebody here wants to apologize for the conflict that they had with you, but it's a matter of being open to accepting this apology. This is going to be very challenging for some of you. Some of you are not even open to hearing an apology from this person. I do feel the conflict does stem from somebody here not being available. Silent treatment, a lack of really clarity, what's going on. Something here happened that caused pain, okay? And this is a big, big challenge, getting over it, moving on from it, finding a way to cooperate. And it's interesting because as I do this reading, it's on the day of that T-square that I was talking to you all about. So something here is coming up. Feathers are being ruffled and it is causing some sort of dysfunction. Okay. And this is going to be a big part of your challenge. Some of you are learning right now not to engage in conflict. Okay. Mars is in Leo as well too. So definitely, there is going to be some tension. Okay. For a lot of you, but this is about learning how to be wise in the situation, to use spiritual knowledge to overcome these challenges that are taking place. Bottom of the deck, you have the Tower. So again, what's happening, what you don't see coming is the fact that there is going to be a Tower moment, but it's happening, Aries, because something here isn't going maybe the way that you want it to go. Okay. You have the Four of Cups as well too, and the Four of Cups is indicating that some of you don't want to accept the fact that something here isn't functioning or isn't working out. There's a reason why that's happening. So let's get into your reading. I'm going to clarify everything. We're going to see what's going on for you. Okay. Okay, so bottom of the deck, you have the Tower and you also have the Four of Pentacles. So let's talk about the bulk of this reading. What's the point of this reading? The point of this reading is to prepare you for a new cycle that's coming into your life. When I talk about conflict, it doesn't necessarily mean conflict with a specific person. I'm more or less talking about something here that's been bothering you for a while. Okay, I'm getting 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years. There's something that's been bothering you for quite some time. It's causing pain. It's causing you to feel upset. And your biggest challenge here is to find a better way to deal with the situation. Instead of ignoring it, instead of fighting it, what is it that you can do to get yourself out of this situation? And for many of you, what you can expect, what's coming in, is there is going to be a change. With Saturn entering into Aries and Neptune entering into Aries, something here that you've been ignoring, you no longer will be able to ignore. It's going to be very obvious that something here needs to change. Okay. And this is going to be a big part of your challenge. Now, in the recent past, you have the Two of Wands, which is clarified by the Knight of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the High Priestess. So in the recent past, there's the High Priestess, which is part of your challenge. A lot of you were ignoring someone, okay, or you were acting like a situation in your life wasn't really a big deal. I do feel there was inconsistencies with somebody in love. For some of you, you were dealing with inconsistencies with a specific person. At times, you would reconcile with this person, everything would be fine and great, and at other times, it would lead to spending time separately, okay, in the past. Now, there was a lot of worry here in the past in regards to love. You have the Knight of Pentacles, which is clarified by the Lovers, the Nine of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. So in the recent past, there was a very strong connection between you and a specific person, okay? And there was a lot of worry. There was a lot of fear and worry connected to this relationship. And the reason why that may have happened was because, number one, there was a lot of inconsistencies. Number two, there was a lot of slow movement. And as a result of that, things may have taken a lot longer to be established between you and this person. So there really was some uncertainty here in the past. I do feel that changed for you. You have the Eight of Wands, which is clarified by the Hierophant. You have the Eight of Pentacles and the Star. So in the recent past, I do feel that a lot of you were committed to your job, your work. Your job was the priority here in the past. I do feel as well that in the past, a certain job that you were doing was the ultimate job that you wanted to do. It was the ultimate goal, the ultimate, really part of the work that you were doing here in the past, Aries, really assisted you with some sort of healing, okay, for you. So some of you worked somewhere and you may have received some sort of, important benefits connected to your work. I see a commitment for some of you here in the past. So even though things were tough for you in the past, I do strongly feel that they ended up balancing out for you here, okay? So things weren't so bad after all. I think things changed for the better here in the past for you. A lot of you got married or you committed yourself to somebody here in the past. So in the present moment, things are changing now, okay? Things are changing, and I think the reason why I mentioned the inconsistencies here in the past is because there is some inconsistencies here in the present moment. And it's simply reminding you of the time in the past where things may have not been going the way that you wanted them to, but it doesn't mean that it didn't change for the better. And I feel like that's what's happening for you in the present moment. Something is shifting and changing for you, but it's happening for the better. So it's not a bad thing that these changes are happening in the present moment for you. Now, the Seven of Swords is a bit of a trust issue type of card. When I see it, it's a bit of a, take it kind of easy card. You have the Six of Wands, the Death, and the Justice. So in the present moment, there is some sort of major changes that are happening in your career. So everything was great and amazing in the past, but there are major changes that are happening now. Some of you feel in the present moment that if you are in a specific job, a lot of you want to be recognized for what you're bringing to the table. You want more out of this. And others of you feel that you're being cheated. You feel that In the present moment, you should be recognized for what you're doing. There should be more status involved or added to maybe your payroll. You have a very high expectation for what you want when it comes to this situation. I do feel there are major changes coming in for your career. I see major changes connected to your status as well. And it's because a lot of you are realizing that something here needs to be in balance. Something here may be out of balance for you, and you want things to come back into balance for you. Now, the Five of Swords is here, and the Five of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Six of Swords. So a lot of you are choosing to possibly disconnect from a specific person in the present moment. Okay. And the reason why this is happening is because you have a different perspective on things. Okay. Now you have a different vision of things, and this is going to change even more at the end of the month. Some of you are already feeling this change. This change is already coming in. You feel it. So I think the reason why there's a huge shakeup in the present moment for many of you is because there's a strong desire to move towards more independence, okay? In the past, you had a vision for what you wanted to do in your career. And that specific job, that specific work that you were doing here in the past, it really was in alignment with your vision and goals. Whereas now in the present moment, I feel like that's changing. It has changed your vision, your idea of the future, the type of work that you want to do. That's all changed, at least the way that you work and you go about doing your work. So depending on where Aries is in your chart, if it's, your rising sign, this is going to be something that changes you on a physical level. Your physical body may change in some way, shape, or form. So what I see you doing right now is you're realizing major changes need to be made. A lot of you are disconnecting from things in your life that are inconsistent. So if something's inconsistent, it's not going in your favor. I see you completely moving on from this. And many of you are focused more on what you can gain independently. Okay, Nine of Pentacles is my entrepreneur card. So some of you in the present moment, if you're not an entrepreneur, maybe you've been dabbling with the idea of becoming an entrepreneur. Okay. If you are already an entrepreneur, I see you moving even closer to some sort of goals that you want to realize. So your structure, whatever you're doing now, however you're living, however you're working, I feel like that's going to change. And some of you have already started making those changes in the present moment because a lot of you are not happy with the situation that you're in. Okay. It's creating tension. It's creating pain. It is creating trust issues. And this is why your challenge is the High Priestess, because the High Priestess is not somebody who allows the physical reality to ruffle her feathers. She is somebody who's wise. She takes wise spiritual knowledge and she takes that information and she applies it to her life to improve her life. So this is what you're learning at this time. There's major, major changes that are coming in for you, Aries. And I think that these changes that are coming in, they're inevitable. They're changes that really you can't run away from. But I also equally think that they're positive changes because they're moving you closer to the vision that you have for yourself and your future. Okay, so this is what I feel is happening for many of you in the present moment. Now, in the near future, the Ten of Swords is here. So there is going to be a major ending for you. And this ending is something that a lot of you felt needed to happen a long time ago. You have the Judgment, the Seven of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. So if you're single, attracting new love is coming in for you closer to the end of the month, if that's something that you're interested in. Even if this isn't about love, some of you are starting something new, something that you're really emotionally connected to. And you're going to realize more and more that it's not so much money that is important, okay, for many of you. For some of you watching this, you might say, yes, money is really important to me. But I think what is even more important to you is being engaged and connected in something on a day-to-day basis that actually aligns with what you emotionally love. And that's what I'm getting with the Ace of Cups. It doesn't necessarily mean new love. For some of you, yes, it's new love. But for others of you, it is how can I engage and do something in my day-to-day life that I really feel emotionally connected to. And I think that's why something here is coming to an end, because there is that lack of emotional fulfillment in whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. You also have the Chariot. So you're moving on from something. You're moving on from something here that doesn't hold value for you anymore. Five of Pentacles. Is it a job? Is it a relationship? Is it a place of residence? Is it a habit that you do? There's something here that just doesn't flow with you anymore. And a lot of you are going to realize in the near future, the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Cups, you have options. You have a lot of options, a lot of choices to choose from. So although you still feel deep down inside that you want to hold on to this old life, this old way of living, this old way of doing things, a lot of you are going to realize, you know what? This is the time for me to step outside of my comfort zone. This is the time for me to do something different. This is the time to put an end to my bondage. Some of you are involved in a situation in the near future that it just doesn't, it's so toxic, it's unhealthy, it's just not for you. And yes, there's a little bit of sadness connected to this ending that's taking place, but I think a lot of you are going to be reflecting on your life and where you come from and where you're going. Because I think in the present moment, a lot of you are saying, is this really how my life is? Because I thought my life was going to be different. I thought my life was going to be a better version of what it's not now. So a lot of you are having this awakening and you're realizing something here just irritates you. And there's going to be a lot of endings, a lot of changes in the near future, but it's actually bringing forth what you love and what you actually enjoy doing. And I feel like a lot of you have ignored this for a very long time. I told you 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years. So now something is coming to your attention, and I think what is coming to your attention is you wanting to do something regardless of the money, regardless of the perks involved, but something that's going to actually help you feel fulfilled within yourself. Okay. And it's hard, right? It's hard to be honest with oneself and say, you know what? Yeah, that's how I truly feel. So this is more of a spiritual transformation that's happening for you, especially after your birthday. Okay. Rebirth time. So, oh, 3 cards randomly came out. So those are your messages. Okay. So we have the Nine of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. So your biggest piece of advice here, Aries, is to really get clear, become very, very logical and analytical about what it is that you truly want. Instead of being in this place of fear, worry, uncertainty, really sit with yourself and get clear on something, because I feel like this is something personal that you're going through. It doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. It's a personal journey that you're on, right? And I see you want to start something new here, or you want to invest into something to change your life, to change the trajectory of your life, but it's creating a lot of worry and fear for you. So the more you are serious about what you want to do, and this is what Saturn is going to teach you when it enters into your sign at the end of the month, what Saturn is going to do with Neptune there is Saturn is going to show you all these illusions that you've been living in. Some of you have been living in a dream. You've been living literally in an illusion. And it's been very difficult for you to accomplish and achieve the goals that you are looking to achieve. But what Saturn's going to do is Saturn is going to sit in your sign. It's going to touch your sun, moon, or rising. And it's really going to bring forth a wake-up call to you. How can you achieve the things that you want, but from a practical standpoint? And this is where you're starting, right? The Queen of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is ready to invest their time, their energy, their money into something. But the Queen of Swords says, okay, but this is the practical way to go about doing it. This is the logical way to go about doing it. And that's how you're going to achieve what you want, instead of being in this place of worry and fear. Because worry and fear will not help you accomplish the things that you need. A practical plan and practical steps will, okay? So Aries, this is what I have for you. I hope this reading helped. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.